I originally spent about 15 years in 3 different styles, mainly kind of, hardcore, external power and speed and all that. And, I enjoyed them all. They were all different. But I'm kind of like a, what do you want to call it, an extreme type A person, very high-strung nerves, have a hard time relaxing and all that. So, Wing Chun has been really good for me in that perspective because, believe it or not, I am a lot more relaxed than I used to be. And I credit that to the class and training, and it's not what I used to be. I was used to coming in and we would hard spar. And I'm not kidding you, I would go into work the next day a lot of times and people would ask me if I was in a fight club. Because I'd be limping, my face would be bruised up, I'd have black eye, and you get used to that sort of sparring. And then we came here and I was all into the technique-based things and I had a very, very difficult time switching over. In fact, I think I told Adam one time, I said, if I was you, I'd kick me out of here. Because, I can't learn it. I'm not learning it. Because I was just so much into the technique. And I just couldn't switch over to the style and the concepts we have. But, the good news is about the last 6 months, I think I've really made a big change. I'm starting to drop the technique-based ideas and incorporate, just come in there and keep your mind completely empty. I learned real quick, if you think, well, I'm going to try to do this, you're going to get hit. Don't ever come in there and say, I'm going to throw a left jab and a right and follow up with a kick. The minute you do that, you're going to get hit. You just have to get in there and be present 100% and flow through it. And I'm real happy with it, and I'm going to stick with it the rest of my life.
Can I ask you, Bruce, one time, you've got some experience that a lot of people don't have. Probably 2 of the most popular martial arts in the world are Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And those are 2 that you've done before. So can you just explain a little bit about the comparisons between the 2 and why you're appreciating Wing Chun as compared to those?
Those 2 are mainly, no matter what the propaganda says, those are all based on strength and speed and power. They'll tell you different, but it's wrong. It's all strength and speed and power. The bigger guy's going to win. If you're fighting a little guy, 90% of the time the bigger guy's going to win. But plus the other big difference, and as I'm on the backside of 60, I have to be doing something that I can keep doing. I mean, if you're doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Muay Thai, you're going to leave 80% of the time. You're going to leave class beat up and hurt, and I had some pretty significant injuries over the years where. I would sit at home at night and have 2 ice bags, and first I'd put them on my shoulders, then I'd put them on my knees, then I'd put them on my elbows, and I just keep rotating them. That's from injuries from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because it's all joint-based. So, once you reach a certain age, forget it. You're not going to be able to compete in that. And the Muay Thai, that's all power-based hits. I'd be in class and sparring, and you wear 14-ounce gloves and you wear pads on your shins, but still, you're getting hit in the head with gloves, and I'd be seeing stars a lot of times. So you get too old for that. You can't do that. But I can do this the rest of my life. I say that I've been in class 6 years now. I have never been hurt. Not once have I been hurt sparring in class. So that's the good piece too. You can have longevity and keep doing it without being hurt and injured all the time.
And then just one other point, just as far as the effectiveness of Wing Chun in comparison to what you've done previously.
Yeah, a friend of mine, I was telling him, he's in martial arts too, and I was telling him about Wing Chun one day, and he said, he's my tax man. I saw him last tax season. He said, okay, here's the question. Who would win a fight, the Muay Thai Bruce or the Wing Chun Bruce? And I said, the Wing Chun Bruce will win. Because I'm not tied into the techniques and and the whole thing was, when you're trying to try this, I would already be moving in. Okay, but
Great.
that's great, thank you.
Thank you, Bruce.